Hello and welcome to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. I'm Shadow Coast and welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into Pascal, reviewing his characteristics, traits, and abilities. He is an adept. We're also going to highlight some of his backstory to the best degree possible. As a reminder, this game is in its alpha version and we are starting in Act 2, so all characters are level 15. So we are starting with a pre-built character to a certain degree. Let's take a quick look at Pascal's starting weapons. If we actually look at his setup here in inventory, he actually only has one weapon slot. He does have his Omniscient Axe, which is pretty badass looking, if I do say so myself. Here, 17 to 23 damage, which is fantastic. Brutal Strike, AoE attack. He also has a Plasma Gun with Plasma Overcharge. So these are pretty strong weapons off the bat. So let's get started by using, let's go here. We're gonna use a Plasma Overcharge. Oh, I think that guy's, nope, he's not safe. Wow, that worked really well. So without further ado, let's get into some of his unique characteristics, skills, and abilities. So we covered his weapons, Omniscient Axe. I don't know if we're gonna find something better, at least not anytime soon. And the Plasma Gun, I can't imagine these are just laying around everywhere. Pretty awesome. Okay, characteristics. You can see here he has very high weapon skill, so this will impact his Omniscient Axe ability. So basically part of the reason why his axe does so much damage is because he has high weapon skill. He has basic ballistic skills, good enough, basic strength, nothing special, okay toughness, okay agility. It is augmented a little bit here, but this is nothing to write home about. Fairly high intelligence. Intelligence is the most critical factor to the adept's moves or abilities, so we're going to review those here in a minute. Perception is also very high. This is very important. This is augmented by a Scanner Mechadendrite. So when we kind of look at his kind of build here, one of the things that I don't see is Mechadendrite or attachments, so I'm assuming that's automatically taking one of his weapon slots. If you actually look at your characters, they'll carry items on their back. Oh, you don't have 2 items. Who has 2 items? So you can see here the multi-guns on the back. So that might be one of the reasons why he only has 1. At least that's my speculation here. Willpower, okay. Fellowship, fairly low. When it comes to skills, the perception's high means his awareness is high, so this will be important to identify traps, hidden objects, or ambushes. From that perspective. Decent demolition at 45, pretty high Medicae. I think this is the highest in the group, so he will be the de facto healer out of combat because we're going to get the highest bonus. Fairly high logic based off his intelligence, so he can decipher puzzles and other items. So he's going to be interacting with a lot of different kind of puzzles, computers of the sort, and he'll avail different abilities to unlock things and gain more information. Now, given his high intelligence and background, he actually has the highest lore, pretty high across the board for Xenos, Warp, and Imperium. This is really important because it helps us understand stuff when we interact with it in the environment. So I cannot emphasize how important it is to have decent lore in the various ones. Pascal covers kind of all of them, at least at the beginning in Act 2. So you're in good shape from that perspective. Now, he does have the highest tech use based off his intelligence and utility Mechadendrites. This skill allows use or repair complex mechanical items or found in the workings of the unknown technical artifacts. So in almost every case, we want to have him interact with anything mechanical, which makes sense. He is a tech priest after all. So with that in mind, he has certain abilities that are unique to him as an Adeptus Mechanicus. Machine Spirit Communication. Target all creatures within a certain radius point. The Tech Priest appeals to the machine spirits of all the weapons in the area. Ally weapons, the recoil reduced by half for Tech Priest intelligence bonus. So this is 5 divided by 2, so 2.5. I think you round down to 2. So 2 turns, and decreases dodge chance of its target by twice the intelligence bonus for 1 plus int bonus turns. So this is 10 dodge reduction for 6 turns, if I'm reading that. 1 plus intelligence bonus, which is 5. We divide by 10. Wow. So that's nice. Enemy weapons recoil instead increases by half for the tech priest bonus turn, so that's 1.5 or 2 turns, and increases dodge chance of the weapon's target by twice in. Wow, so we can really buff our team or debuff the enemy team with machine spirit communication. I have been underutilizing this ability. Alright, we have Medicaid training. This allows him to use medikits and heal, which is helpful. This other stuff we're going to cover in the adept line. We have Mechadendrite, so this costs 2 AP, 1 friendly creature within 1 cell. Once per combat, a tech priest can use this Mechadendrite to restore wounds of an ally. Regain 6 plus 5, or Medicaid divided by 5 wounds. So Medicaid is plus 60 divided by 5. Wow, that is a lot of healing done once per turn, or once per combat. Then we have Manipulator Push. Damage 10, penetration 5. Manipulator Mechadendrite attacks enemies in close combat, pushing them 2 cells away and dealing what's WS weapon skill. Weapon skill plus int bonus damage with penetration equal to the tech priest's perception bonus. Wow. So that's 5 plus intelligence is 5, so that's why it's 10. It does the math for us and the damage, which is nice. He has Part Machine 2, gains plus 2 deflection and suffers minus 10 to dodge. And I think those are all the specifics. He also has Precision Strike and Precision Strike second weapon. This is actually linked to, after further review, to the Adept class. So let's take a look. I'm going to move quickly through this. We have Study Enemies. This increases the incoming damage of the first Adept's attack against a target by the Adept's intelligence bonus. So in this case, plus 5, which is awesome. Only applies to him. So even though Adir is an Adept, this, to my knowledge, and anecdotally playing the game, he will only benefit. Placeholder MSA IA placeholder. Heroic Act, Flash of Insight. So this allows us to grasp the nature of studied target, applying double effects of the studied target in all Adept's talents. So effectively, if we have like a big bad boss, we're going to want to study him and then apply Flash of Insight. Basically, reduces their dodge, reduces their armor, and increases the weapon skill, our weapon skill against the target. So again, weapon skill is going to increase our damage output. So this is a heroic act, so we need full momentum. You have a lesser version. The big difference with the lesser version, Desperate Measure, full focus. There's a Desperate Measure, not a heroic act, is that we can only target that enemy that we use full focus on. So more often than not, you're better off waiting for the heroic act, unless you're in a really bad spot, which you might be. Alright, PAA placeholder. Target the weakness. For 1 turn, all allies gain half the benefits of Adept Study Enemies and Study Defense's abilities. So this is great if we're studying a bunch of enemies and then want to share the love. We target the weakness and apply that bonus or half the bonuses to our team. AA, nowhere to hide. The Adept ignores 50% of cover protection when attacking studied enemies. So definitely pop these on guys hiding behind stuff or enemies hiding behind stuff. Ally placeholder. Precision Strike. Adept makes a single shot or melee attack against a studied enemy. This attack gains plus 10 plus 2 times Adept's int bonus, so in this case plus 20 to Righteous Fury chance, and ignores Adept's int bonus to the enemy's deflection. Fantastic. Righteous Fury triggers additional damage. Absolutely critical against higher tiered, higher health enemies. Read the Strike. Adept receives plus 5 times Adept's intelligence bonus to their dodge, parry, and absorption against targeted of studied defense ability. So this is a great move. I believe it's a passive, not move, that we get. LX placeholder. Study defenses. The adept tries to find weaknesses of the studied enemy. All the adepts attacks ignore 10 plus 2 times, so this is 20 dodge and parry, so reduces or ignores 20 dodge and parry, and 5 times adept's intelligence bonus, so 25% absorption of studied enemy until the end of combat. So this is great if we want a permanent debuff for us to attack an enemy from that perspective. AK, know your moves. Dodge chance of an adept and their allies within 4-star radius increased by 3 plus adepts against studied targets. So this is a passive, I believe. TU placeholder, AAA placeholder. So that is a mouthful. We covered all his abilities. There's one thing left to do, and that is to understand his background. Pascal Hanuman is a venerable Magos of the Adeptus Mechanicus. For the glory of the machine god Messiah, he performs sacred maintenance algorithms and protects the blessed mystery of technology from the ignorant. As a member of the Explorator fleet, Pascal leads an eternal crusade in search of sacred knowledge. After meeting the rogue trader on the high road of Rickon Minoris, Pascal joined the Lord Captain's retinue. He hopes that such powerful patron will help him find his long-lost mentor, Archmagos Amarnath, whose mysterious message prompted Pascal to embark on this journey. So again, planting the seeds of our companions, which will be interesting. It will be tough to lose Pascal, so we're going to try to keep him in our retinue, especially given his lore, decent or very awesome buffs that he has, and then also ability to output a lot of damage. You saw earlier he blew those guys away with his plasma charge, although I will say his brutal strike is probably the most effective to use if we can get into range of clumped up enemies. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please drop a thumbs up. If you want to see Pascal in action, definitely check out my Lord Pirate Criminal Rogue Trader playthrough. Although if you want to avoid spoilers, please do not watch. Wait for the game. It is early access alpha only, so there is a lot more development to come. This is Pascal as he stands today in Act 2 of the early access version. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you in future videos. Shadow Coast out.